A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a shocking turn of events, Nadezhda Buyanova, a 68-year-old pediatrician based in Moscow, has been sentenced to 5.5 years in prison after being accused of making anti-war comments during a private consultation with a patient. The case has drawn significant attention and condemnation, highlighting the increasing repression of dissent in Russia amid its ongoing military campaign in Ukraine. The charges stem from an incident in January when the mother of a young patient, Nadezhda Buyanova, publicly denounced Buyanova for allegedly referring to her deceased husband, a Russian soldier killed in Ukraine, as a legitimate target of Ukraine. Buyanova claimed that Buyanova also stated that Russia was guilty in the ongoing conflict. Following this denunciation, Buyanova was arrested in February and charged with disseminating false information about the Russian military. This law, enacted shortly after the start of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, has been utilized by the Kremlin to silence any form of dissent or criticism regarding the war. In her defense, Buyanova maintained her innocence, stating that she had not discussed the war during the consultation. Her legal team argued that the prosecution had no substantial evidence to support the claims, as there were no audio or video recordings from the consultation room. The case has raised concerns about the climate of fear in Russia, where citizens are increasingly reporting one another for perceived anti-government sentiments. Observers have noted that the atmosphere is reminiscent of the repressive tactics used during Stalin's regime, with a recent poll indicating that up to 30% of Russians are afraid to express their opinions about the war, even among friends and family. The high-profile nature of the case caught the attention of Alexander Bastrikin, head of Russia's investigative committee, who promised to personally oversee the investigation. Following the public outcry, human rights organizations, including Memorial, have labeled Buyanova a political prisoner, condemning the government's crackdown on free speech. A group of Russian doctors has also come forward in her defense, calling the accusations a disgrace. The sentencing of Buyanova is part of a broader trend in Russia, where the government has intensified its crackdown on anti-war sentiment, resulting in severe penalties for those who dare to speak out. Just last week, another individual was sentenced to 13 years in prison for donating a small amount of money to a charity supporting Ukraine. As Buyanova's supporters gathered outside the courtroom, the reaction to her sentencing was one of disbelief and outrage. "The sentence is monstrously harsh," her lawyer, Oskar Cherdzeyev, stated, expressing shock at the severity of the punishment. The implications of this case extend beyond Buyanova herself. It serves as a warning to others who might consider speaking out against the war or the government's narrative. As the Kremlin continues to tighten its grip on dissent, the story of Nadezhda Buyanova underscores the risks faced by those who dare to challenge the status quo in Russia today. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.